What is good, YouTube? It is Bookadarian here, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I posted. I mean, like a while.
Damn!
And that is my bad, you know. I gotta get more consistent with the YouTube stuff. I only have like 5 videos out, but YouTube is definitely gonna be like a hobby / outlet for me this year. So I'm gonna definitely be more consistent. But back to the topic of this video. Today I want to talk to y'all, give y'all like tips and tricks on how I was able to maintain a 4.0 GPA coming into college as a freshman. And my freshman year is actually during the 2021-2022 school year, kind of still in the midst of COVID. So there are a lot of like restrictions in place when it came to like making sure you have to wear your mask and in large gatherings and things like that. But we still had class in person, and almost everything was operational. So I still want to give y'all my experience on how I was able to maintain a 4.0 GPA. And yeah, let's get right into it. So during my freshman year, I'm currently still an information technology student. So information technology is my major, and also have like a minor in management.
This video is going to be split into 4 parts. The first part, I'm going to be going over my courses and probably give a short description of them. The second part, I'm going to go over my time management / organizational tips. Then I'm going to go over academic tips and school life balance. So let's get into it. So now I want to give y'all a short detailed description about each course that I took. The first being fall 2021. During my freshman year, I took fundamentals of technology, and that course is basically a math class. I'm not gonna lie. It was a basic math class that involved rounding decimals, rounding fractions, adding fractions. Basically the basic entry-level algebra course, kinda. It was a little catered towards technology in the end when we did binary and used MATLAB to solve equations using matrices too. But other than that, it was a straight basic math class. It was pretty easy. So the next class was Introduction to Unix Linux. I learned a lot about the different types of Linux software there are. We focused on using Fedora and also Ubuntu, but we also expanded and learned about other ones. So I'll definitely say that class I took with Miss Martin, and she's definitely a cool teacher. You just gotta make sure you come to class and know what's going on. Ideas and their expressions was one of my honors courses that I took. It was definitely challenging and difficult, but it improved me as a writer. I took Professor Terman for that class, and I really had to dig deep for that class, deep in my bag of experiences of things to write about that, made sense and fit the prompt. But honestly, definitely caused me to do a lot of self-reflection about the experiences that I had and how they made me into the person I am today. I love that class. Professor Terman, amazing professor. If you're in the honors program, take Professor Terman for English. All right, the next class was College Success. This was kind of like an introduction to the honors program. Honestly, we just learned about what resources are available on campus and different things about the honors program. It was definitely cool. It wasn't really a class that required too much effort. The last class of the semester was the Contemporary Global Experience. I learned a lot about different nations, especially during times of detriment and terror. That class was crazy. For that class, I took Dr. Porter, and he's definitely a great teacher. He will stand up in class and lecture the whole time, but to me, it was entertaining just because the stuff he was talking about was entertaining. But I could see how that class, you might have to put especially extra work in, especially because for his class, you have to read the book. Like if you don't read the book in the Contemporary Global Experience class with Dr. Porter, you're not passing. But tests, I believe, were all written in person on paper, and you had to use what you read to answer the questions. There's no other way you're passing. I'm sorry. Like after the first test, I read for the first test just because I knew, bruh, for the first test you always got to read. But I didn't know the extent to which you would have to read and pay attention while reading. So definitely for that class, I made sure to take notes both in class and when I was reading. Definitely my hardest class of that semester, but the tips I'm about to give y'all helped me pass. So now moving on to my second semester. My electric circuits, both the class and the lab, it wasn't too difficult, to be honest. I just had to make sure it involved a lot of math, of course, like Ohm's law, being able to measure resistance and current and things of that nature.
Things of that nature.
That was definitely took a lot of taking notes, paying attention, and practice in order to pass that class. I also took Introduction to Programming, and there's 2 versions of this class, one for computer science students and one for IT students. I was able to get the credit for the class that computer science students had to take, but not IT students. So I basically retook a very similar class to what I had taken before. It was in Java, so it was basically easy A because I knew a large percentage of the material. So for Principles of Microeconomics, bro, that class was crazy. The whole class was failing. Not failing, but like, bro, you would think we would be doing way better. Like, as a class, as a group, there was no like standout students in that class, bro. We were all in the same group together in the group me's, taking L's. Microeconomics it involves a lot of equations, a lot of assessment, a lot of analyzing, especially when it comes to individual people or businesses or trends. So that class was definitely difficult. I don't know how I got an A in there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think because the final exam, I think she did a curve that literally saved us all.
Lamar Jackson, if you can hear us, please save us, Lamar Jackson.
But yeah, that was definitely a difficult class. One of the classes that I probably spent the most time studying for. But it wasn't too terrible. Like, it wasn't too bad. And my last class of spring 2022 was Ideas and Their Expressions. This was basically a English class focused on teaching us students how to do research when it comes to citing sources, finding sources, evaluating sources, figuring out what is plagiarism, what isn't. It was definitely a cool class. I took Dr. Kosa. That was another honors class that I took. Dr. Kosa, she's gonna get your writing right. Like, she's one of the best kind of like feedback giving teachers at NCAT, I feel like, because she will read your essay. She's gonna read everything you put on that paper, and she's gonna take the time to thoroughly go through and make sure that you know what you're talking about, your sources are cited correctly, and it fits the theme of whatever you're writing. Okay, so those were the classes that I took during my freshman year. Now I want to give y'all tips on how I was able to succeed. For my time management / organizational tips, my first thing is definitely using a Google Calendar. Google Calendar has worked wonders for managing my events, my classes, work, basically anything that I need to do and make sure that I don't forget about, I put it on a Google Calendar. And now that they have like this task session, which is good for potentially creating a to-do list of things that you need to do, it's definitely been helpful and useful, especially when sometimes it'd be a lot going on and I forget things when it comes to due dates, when it comes even where I'm supposed to be at. No, I'm not gonna lie. So I check the calendar and be like, okay, I have to go here. This is the building I need to go to for class. This is the class I'm taking right now. You know, sometimes a lot be going on, things get hectic. Google Calendar is there for you, so use it as a tool. And it doesn't have to be Google Calendar. It can be Apple Calendar, it can be Microsoft Outlook, it can be anything. Definitely use a calendar to track your events, classes, and anything else that you have going on. My next tip is to create a to-do list with items that you want to accomplish throughout the day. For me, I use Notion to create my to-do list. I'm gonna pop a picture of it on the screen now. My to-do list basically allows me to know what needs to be done and also with what priority. For me, I have trouble figuring out sometimes what needs to be prioritized. So having a to-do list where I can also write down the date on when things are due and also categorize whether it's high priority or low priority, that has definitely been beneficial to me as a student, and I think it'll help you too. Another tip and another thing that I use Notion for is an assignment master list. So at the beginning of the semester, I'll collect all of my syllabi for all of my courses, look over the due dates, and then create this spreadsheet or Notion table of all of the assignments that I have to complete throughout the semester. I'm going to show y'all a picture of what it looks like. And so this is what I refer to dang near like every week, sometimes every other day, sometimes every day, to see what is due, for what class is due, what the assignment is, and if I've completed it or not. And so this has been definitely helpful in being able to manage all of my work. Now, sometimes professors will move due dates, or a day of school or even a week of school might be canceled and things get pushed back. All you have to do is go in there and then change the due date for the assignment and you're good. So I definitely recommend creating one of these. I can put a template below. Probably I'll put my Notion template below of my assignment master list so that anybody could be able to copy it and use it wherever they want to. So now I'm on to academic tips. My first thing is schedule time to go to office hours for difficult courses. Now, I'm not gonna lie and say I was always in office hours for all of my courses. For some of them that were kind of easy to me, I didn't go to office hours just because I don't think there's anything for me and the professor to talk about really. I did try to get to know my professor. That is definitely a big tip too. Getting to know all your professors, at least introducing yourself so they know who you are and they know your face and your habits. That definitely is beneficial, and I do recommend that. However, going to office hours for help, if I wasn't really having a problem with something or didn't need to go, I didn't go. Definitely go to office hours for courses that you need help with. It's gonna be extremely beneficial. Our next tip is scheduling a time to sit in the library or a quiet place to study. When it comes to courses that you know you're gonna have to lock in and study for, create a safe, quiet environment or find a quiet environment and maybe get you some headphones. Just make sure you take the time to really lock in and put that phone on do not disturb, or just put it in your backpack and do your best to pay attention and focus. You will see the benefits of the work that you put in, the hours you put in study. Another tip, make sure you join the class group meet if there is one. A lot of times the group meets, people might want to gatekeep the work. Occasionally the group meet will be fire. Like people will send things that the teacher said that might not have got around to everyone. Will send the attendance code if you're not there. Make sure you join the class group meet because it can definitely help. Another tip, use your university resources. Like I know NC, we have a writing center. Also, if you go to the library and really ask anybody that works there, they'll probably help you find books or do research if you're doing any research, like an English assignment or anything like that. So definitely use the university resources that we have available. There are a lot of them. I definitely can't name all of them because for ANC, we do have a lot of resources that people won't utilize or don't utilize. So for your school, there's probably a lot too. You just have to look on the school website and also ask around. Using those resources, especially if, for me, I'm not that good of a writer, so going to the university writing center to help collect my thoughts together and then organize them, that helped me a lot for some of my essays. I'm not gonna lie. So using the writing center and any other resources that your school has available will help a lot. Another academic tip, like creating a safe space in your house, not for studying, but also for having fun. I'm not gonna lie. Usually I spend time studying outside from my apartment or my dorm, so I'll go to the library, I'll go to an empty classroom, I'll go to a study room, something like that. So when you get to the crib, after you put all that work in, have you a nice little comfortable bed, have a nice little chair, fluffy chair to sit in, have your PlayStation, your game up, you know what I'm saying? Have things that you like to do out and available to you so that when you get back to the crib, you can really relax and chill. Once I tell myself in my head, I'm done with homework, bruh, everything related to homework, I don't want to see it. Laptop, close it. Blackboard, mute it. I don't want to hear it, bruh. I'm chilling. So definitely make sure you have a place to study, but also a place to have fun with friends. Or, even if you're cool and dolo, have fun by yourself and enjoy your own company. Next, I want to get into school life balance. Make sure you join organizations that you're interested in. Joining an organization will look good on your resume, but to be honest, you probably shouldn't really think of it in that way as just something to add to your resume. Think of it as something that will broaden your understanding on a field or interest, or even help you to connect with other people who are interested in the same things that you are. My second school life balance thing is to protect your mental health at all costs. Do not put too much on your plate because burnout is real. It'll make you feel like not doing anything. It'll make you want to chill in the bed. Class, org meeting, So definitely avoid burnout, avoid feeling like you have too much going on. Making sure that you take time to assess how you're feeling and then taking action based on that assessment and not just doing the assessment or seeing how you feel, noticing how you feel without taking action to improve it. My last thing on my school life balance tips is find friends. Like, find you a friend group, I guess. I don't know. Like, coming into college, freshman and sophomore year, I didn't really have like a friend group for real. I had friends that I hanged out with, but it wasn't in no group. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't really like a scheduled, like, planned thing. A lot of it would be spontaneous. But now, coming into junior year, I definitely, like, now the IT guys, I have a friend group. Like,
oh, you got a friend group? Oh.
Like, come on. Shout out to the IT guys. Y'all know who y'all are, man. But yeah, see if you can find a friend group. If you can't, do not worry about it, bro. Like, don't stress about it. Like, the people that are meant for you, I fully believe will find you. Whether it's now, whether it's freshman year, whether it's sophomore year, whether it's junior year. The people that are meant for you and meant to be in your life, they're gonna be there. I wanna thank all of y'all for watching this video. If y'all have any video ideas, please leave them in the description.